This is such a big thing, right?
Thank you.
Oh, come on, Jim. Good morning, Colin.
Morning.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. Fantastic. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for-
I wanted to be kind of businesslike.
Can I see the other girl?
Hello and welcome to Qatar's first sports podcast, In the Game. I'm your host, Deeb, and we can't wait to introduce you to everything that is sports here in Qatar and afar. We're going to be bringing you personalities, company owners, institutions, individuals that are making a real difference. So, with us, enjoy the journey.
It's fun, man. Sports is fun.
Everyone, thank you for listening. Please send us your feedback on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. And don't forget to review us on your favorite podcast app. Hello and welcome to In the Game, Qatar's first sports podcast. Today is a special evening. It's been a long weekend, guys. We've been working since Thursday, right?
Yep, that's Thursday.
Yeah. We started on Wednesday, actually.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
You started on Wednesday. I know that I started on the Thursday. But you're all part of the EntelaQ Hackathon 2021. It was a fantastic program. Did you all enjoy it?
Yep. No, it's a blast.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Definitely. It was fantastic, right?
Oh, yes,
Absolutely.
It was.
So we've got three teams here. They're first, second, and third. I'm not going to tell you who got what right now, but we've got Gameright with Syed, Deeb, and Mohammed. We've got Gymkhana with Rhythm and Ishan. And then we've got the blue team with Natalia and Slivia. Now, I'm going to ask you all, and we'll start with you, Deeb, first. What was your expectations of this hackathon, and what did you think to it at the end?
My expectation was, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I went in looking to learn, first and foremost. I've been in the esports industry, in the esports scene for nearly 5 years now. And it's very refreshing that I met Mohammed at the very end of the recruitment stage, where he came up to me and is like, I'm into esports, let's sit together and work on something. So once I met Mohammed, my expectations quickly changed to looking to learn to looking to achieve something. And I'm very glad that I met Mohammed and Syed, very like-minded individuals, very enthusiastic and energetic. So then my expectation went from looking to achieve something to looking to win. And as our idea formalized, I became more and more confident in that. And now here we are.
Congratulations. It was a massive achievement. Natalie, I'm going to come to you next.
Yes.
So what was your expectations and what did you feel with the weekend?
I think that I felt the same than Deeb. I did not have any expectations. I didn't know what I was going through. And it was something that Slivia from my team found out. And I said, I just gave it like 5 minutes thought and I said, should I join with her? And then I said, yeah, let's go for it. I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot. And if something comes out from this, good. And if not, it's always a lesson or a learning. And it was in the beginning, I said, oh my God, what am I doing here? We had always 5 minutes left to present something. And in the last 5 minutes, they were always stressful and very tough. But in the end, looking back, I said, well, it was not that bad. It was actually, I enjoyed a lot. I learned a lot. And I said, it was only 3 days. Only my daughter missed me. That was the only thing.
And at this stage, I'm going to ask, did all of you know each other, or was it just that you all come together as a team at the last minute?
I didn't know anyone before, actually.
Neither did I.
Well, I knew
absolutely random and by chance.
We have a funny story, Slivia and I. We met how many years ago, Slivia? We both
14 years ago.
14 years ago, we worked in a hotel together, and we were part of the sport entertainment in the hotel, and that's why your name. Actually, the hotel was called Blau. And
Wow.
14 years after, here we are.
That's incredible. That's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then let me just
Sorry.
add quickly to the story. I found out on Tuesday that this event was happening, and they told me I could not do it alone. And the first thing that came into my mind, I'm like, I need to ask Natalia to join me. So I told her, look, you have until tonight to decide if you want to do it with me. And 10 minutes later, she's like, let's do it.
So this has just been a fantastic experience for you, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it has. We didn't prepare anything. To be honest, we just came with nothing. It was just an idea, and it was very hard because it's very, you have an idea in your mind, but it's very hard to put it on paper. And it has been hard, but as Natalia said, it was very, very, very useful. I'm very happy we went through this, and I'm obviously very happy we got to win.
And now
Ishan,
we're positive that we can make it happen now.
Yeah. And you've all got the thing with it is you were the top three, and you've all got possibilities of taking it further.
Yep.
Yes.
Ishan, what was it like for you? And what was it like for you? Did you enjoy the experience?
Yes, it was certainly an enjoyable experience. We didn't go into it looking to win. We just wanted to have a good time, and we wanted to develop our idea. We had a rough sketch, and we wanted to see if putting our heads on the problem and trying to figure out the solution, in a confined time frame will help us out, because a lot of times you have ideas but you don't have enough time, or you have ideas but you have a lot of time and you keep postponing it. So putting opportunities like these really help you to put your mind into it, and the competition element actually helps in trying to develop your idea.
Mohammed, what was it like for you from a time pressure perspective? Did it feel like that there was no time at all and there was so much pressure?
Oh my God. I felt like we are always in the last 5 minutes. I don't know why. Even from the beginning of the day, So yes, there is time pressure, but once you dedicate yourself and make this commitment from the very beginning, I think this what helped us go through the process. And I remember yesterday we had a call with the team for more than 7 hours. We were working on the presentation. So it is really a very good experience, actually. And when you achieve something, you just forget all the pressure that you had.
And Rhythm, what was it like? And I know that the team working as a team is everything, right? And this is sometimes this is it's success. If you pull together as a team, then you're going to achieve success together. It's like you're not on your own. You've got teammates that are pulling you through. What was it like for you the weekend?
So yeah, you're absolutely right. The team, without a team, your idea or your execution is basically nothing. So I knew Ishan for the past 10 or 11 years. So we knew like our chemistry was fine. And then it just worked magically, you know that, right? Any idea or any product or anything, we had our minds onto it. And somehow for the past 3 days, we have done it.
Congratulations to you all. And Syed, what did you learn from this whole event?
I'm going to be very honest. At first, when I signed up for the event, I looked at the challenges that we're going to be tackling. There were 4. I saw esports and I was sold. I absolutely wanted to join. And when the team formation started, I was looking for similar-minded people. And when I did find those people, it was Deeb and Mohammed. At first, the idea was we want to build a platform kind of thing. I had come up with my own sort of put forward idea, and these guys already had some foundations of it. So when we developed the idea, I started to learn more and more knowledge to my esports knowledge base. And developing that idea, I found it really well. I found it to be quite an enriching experience. Given all how hectic the weekend was, it was really fun to work with. Even my parents were telling me to take a break or get off the computer, but it was really nice to have this experience.
Oh, it's so, and I could see all the screens with you nodding. Everybody's nodding here right now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to some of the teams, and I'm going to ask you to I'm going to come to some of the individuals, and whoever wants to talk about it, then you can take. So if we talk about Blue with the ladies first, does somebody want to tell us about what your concept was?
Sylvia, you go or I go?
So our concept was to create a platform where you can find about the upcoming sports events, and you can either sign up or go as a spectator. Because we find it very hard. I personally find it very hard to find what's going on in terms of sports events. So if you want to compete in a race or if you want to compete in a tournament, you don't know what's happening. You only find out when it's past. So we want to create a platform where everybody has access to it and can sign up for tournaments.
And you were speaking with one of my good friends with Dua for quite some time. Yeah. And was he useful?
I studied sport very close to his city in Finland.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He said that he spoke to you a lot. You've done fantastically well, and you've identified that there is a need here in Qatar, right, for people to come together. And the one thing I like with your thing was your concept was it was about all the groups that was out there that wanted to promote their events. So you were going to be actually getting them to be your salespeople to tell other people about the platforms that you were going to be building.
Yes, correct. For me, it was just very frustrating that I could never sign up for any event because I could never find out. And then it's like, it's very simple. It's just to have a website or an app where all the events are together. So both the sports enthusiasts and the organizers win. It's a win-win for everybody.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Gymkhana. When I first saw this Gymkhana, I thought you were going to be something to do with the gymnasium. And then how was I so wrong? Does somebody want to tell us about your concept?
So I'm an avid football fan, and I see a lot of clips in Instagram and Facebook, of some moments, right? But I don't have the control to choose, from what angle I'm viewing it from. So I just had an idea that, what if a person could control from which angle you could see a free kick or you could see the penalty, like from which angle of the stadium you could see the clip from. So, building on this, we decided, let's make an application where you can choose any angle in the stadium. There'll be a 3D model. You can select the seat and you can see, and you can basically live in that stadium. Like you can experience being inside the stadium without actually going there.
One thing I really loved was your presentation. I love the way the interactive you would kind of the graphics that you were using. It was really impressive. How long did that take you?
Basically took the whole 3 days. So we started working on it right from the day one, and then we just gradually did it.
Yeah, so basically we spent maybe like 2 hours working on our presentation, and we spent most time on that, on that sort of interface and trying to come up with how it's going to look like and the 3D-ness of it. Because for us, it's very important that, especially, in Qatar, we're building such beautiful stadiums. We want the stadium to be front and center. You click on the seat and you watch videos recorded from that place in the stadium. And people are out there with their phones in the stadium, you especially before free kicks and moments like that. But where is that footage going? It's either just going in your photo library and perhaps, getting lost. So we really want to capture those moments and make sure that they're there and people outside the stadium can actually enjoy it. Instead of just trying to search, on YouTube and trying to find, okay, how did it look like from the left side, from the right side, the stadium.
It was really, it was a brilliant kind of presentation. I really enjoyed it, and I can see why the judges enjoyed it. I'll go with, I'm going to go with Gameright now. And if I start with you, Deeb, first, and then tell us a bit about your concept.
Absolutely. So the concept of Gameright basically rewards the esports athlete or the gamer in the Middle East. So right now you look at other regions like Asia, the United States, and Europe, you find all these professional esports players that usually have humble beginnings, and with time they become esports superstars. The way to do that is you play and you participate in tournaments and you win in tournaments. However, our platform adds something, an extra dimension to that. So let's say you use our platform to join a tournament. You win a tournament or you can lose a tournament. There are people in the platform as well professional or semi-professional esports players that can coach you, that can look at you and say, look, you could have done better in this tournament. You could have done 1, 2, and 3. So it connects these two elements together. On top of that, the player that does well in a tournament can be found by a sponsor. So if you have sponsors on the platform as well, they can look for these players, endorse them, maybe create a team, send them abroad to compete in international tournaments. So you can see how all these elements merge together to create an esports ecosystem. This is something that this region desperately needs because we have extremely talented gamers like Ahmed Al-Maghassib. From Bahrain, we have one of the best Mortal Kombat players in the world. And from Saudi Arabia, we have one of the best FIFA players in the world. From Pakistan, we have one of the best Tekken players in the world. We need the ecosystem to foster these players, to let them grow, and to discover new talent in the region. And we believe our platform is the key to doing that.
It was exceptional what you put down, and again, your presentation was fantastic. I thought, Mohammed, did you feel that you were going to do as well as you did at this weekend with your concept?
To be honest, that was the goal, but I didn't expect that we would do this much. And I believe because we have talents in the team and the great teamwork that we have done. And that's what helped us to do this job perfectly.
And Syed, this was all so exciting for you. I can see by the last time you spoke, it meant a lot to you.
Yes, a lot to me because I've loved esports from such, you could say about most of my childhood at least, because I tend to look at it in a way that I differentiate between esports and movies. So if you go to a movie, you are basically shown what's going on screen, but there is no way to interact with it. That's why I've always preferred games over movies, because when you're playing a game, you're really into it. It's you decide what to do. You decide how well you play, or nobody wants to play bad, but you have control. There is no control in movies. That's why I always prefer playing games. And at this event, I really felt happy to build a platform that connects so many people that have similar interests together.
And that's it's just brilliant. Fantastic. I'm going to go back to you, ladies. Did you at any stage feel like you wanted to walk away?
Well, maybe I had like a second thought, but not. I said no. I will not work. I will not walk away. Not really. Maybe it came to my mind like a flash, but just a flash. I usually, if I start something, I finish it.
And how did you come up with the concept? What was it that actually went, you know what, that's what we're going to try to achieve?
Basically, it's my personal experience. It's my frustrations that I want a platform where I can get all the information I need.
And that's what I was hoping you was going to say, because that's how all these great ideas and concepts come about. Okay, they're just fantastic, and it's all about you're not happy with the situation and you want to find a solution. Congratulations, ladies. It was and I think it was a very simple idea, but they're the best ideas, right? They're going to make a difference, especially for people's enjoyment, because there's a lot of stuff happening out there, and you've done incredibly well, because it was a simple idea, but it looked like it's going to be so effective.
We hope so.
So let's talk to Jim. Gymkhana, did you at any stage want to walk away? Did you think it was too big a task? Was it too much effort that you were going to have to put in?
No, we unanimously say that, we just wanted to finish it.
We are university students, so we're very used to working and, just before the deadline and trying to submit things and trying to get things done in a tight time frame. So I guess that skill set of working on the last hour, actually helped us here.
And that's a good point that you bring up here, because I see so many of these competitions, and people seem to they delay at the beginning because they don't know about the ideas that they're going to choose, and whether you're finding the teams, and is the team going to come together quickly. I normally find the teams that come together quickly and they gel are the ones that do best. Did you find the same?
Yes, that's true. And actually, Rhythm and I, we've known each other from our school days, but it's really good to know that with Gameright, like all of them actually, they formed their team in the end and they came up with a very good idea. So yeah, like online communities and even forming your team at the last moment, if everybody's, thoughts and ideas match, you make a great team.
And Gameright, Gameright. I'm going to be stupid asking you the same questions because it looks like all three of you had a whale of a time. It sounds like you had the perfect weekend.
In my opinion, I don't think you could have been more wrong. We were even later than some people. Our submissions were last minute, except maybe on day 2. But other than that, we were submitting pretty much at the deadline. And when on the last day, deadline got extended, we were so happy.
There was, I think there was a few people that were saying that there was technical issues. And people saying, yeah, there was a technical issue. I can't upload it. I can't do those things. And I could see that, okay, you've all got another 15 minutes. Okay, another 30 minutes. So it kind of saved you all, huh?
Totally. We were in the middle of recording the presentation when that happened, and we were like, finally, at least we have some relief here. We can record even further and make sure we correct any mistakes, which there were.
I'm going to stay with your team. Are you going to be pushing? I'm going to stay with Gameright. Are you going to be sticking together? Are you going to make this happen?
We hope so.
I think we should see this through.
Definitely.
Yeah. And if I can speak on a personal level, Steve, looping back to your earlier question, did at any point did we want to back out? I'm going to speak personally. It was around 4:20, 4:30 when the mentors told us, or the officers told us, don't come to us telling us you don't have a team. And it was at that moment I was going to drop out because I didn't have a team. But then Mohammed reached out to me and he said, listen, I've got this idea for this esports thing, and considering you have a background in esports and live streaming, why don't you hop on board and see what we can do from this? I was on the verge of sending a message to Officer Shem and saying, listen, thanks, but no thanks, I'm out. And then
you got saved.
Deep's comment actually reminds me, when we were looking for a team, Deeb and I had first messaged Deeb quite early on, and when I saw that he's interested in esports, I was like, hey, can I be on your team? You're in esports. And when I found out that Deeb and Mohammed were forming a team, I said, hey, so you're forming a team, can I join in? And he said, ask Mohammed. And I did. And at this point I was feeling, it feels like these guys might know each other. Maybe I'm not so good on the team. And this was very close to the deadline. And I was like, if I can't form a team, so be it. At least maybe I can make better use of the weekend or something. But I'm so happy I did make it, and I feel so sad that I almost didn't.
Oh, dear me. What stories we're having here today. It's just brilliant. And the experiences are going to be with you for a lifetime.
Definitely. This is one of the most memorable experiences I've had.
So let's do a little bit of talking about Qatar Sports Tech, because I'm one of their biggest fans. I think what they do and what they achieve is just incredible. What did you, and I'm going to go from my screen, I'm going to start with Natalia, about what did you think to the whole organization of it and the team at QST?
At some point, I thought they were working harder than us because the limited time was ending, or it was the end of the day, and they kept answering. So I said, how long are you gonna stay these guys for? So they were very helpful. They helped us a lot. And yeah, I felt they worked really hard, really hard.
Did you like the system, Sylvia? Did you like the system with the Slack?
Yeah, I really loved it. It's very easy for us to use, and as Natalia said, everybody was available, and all you had to do if you wanted to reach for someone, just write mentor or and then you can find all their names, and it was very useful.
Yeah,
and very easy. Yeah, friendly use as well.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Ishan, it's like, and let's go on. We said about the mentors. How did you? Is it confusing to have so many mentors, or did they all have a point that was going to be helpful to you?
Well, I think depending on the idea, like we knew that we are trying to make sort of an app-based, platform-based thing, so we would want to sort of look, the mentor list was quite comprehensive. So we tried to look for someone who has experience in that. And we are very lucky to find Mohammad Al-Hajri, who is the CEO of Snoo. So we knew that we had to talk to him, and he actually gave us some great ideas about the interface of the app, and you liked it. So, his ideas were actually really helpful, and it was really good to talk to him. He's a very clever guy, very smart, very sharp. And then we also needed some help with the revenue side of things. So we thought of talking to some professors who worked on marketing and economics. So her name was Gally Adams, and we talked to her, and even she was very helpful. So yeah, depending on the needs, there was a mentor. Like if you wanted this, there was a mentor for that, and that was actually one of the best things about this: the access to mentors and how it was coordinated. You could request for a mentor, and you would get it.
I was really impressed. You just said Gail. I was really impressed with her. I've got to be honest. And I made friendships over the weekend because I was listening to the advice that they were giving out. And it was fantastic advice. I learned so much the weekend by just listening. And you had so many mentors that had their skill sets in different areas. And as you said, there were some incredible people on there, and it was a joy to listen to. It really was. I'm going to come to you now, Rhythm, with your concept. Did you stumble with it over the time? Were there elements of the pitch that you had to do with it coming together? Did you struggle in certain areas with it?
Like the concept, we were clear with that. We knew what to do. We knew like how would we want to design our application, but we talked with the mentors how to we talk with them, and then we basically learned how to give a proper pitch. Like it was only 3 minutes. We could not have 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So we had to crunch everything down, all our content, all our information, all our statistics, all our finances, all our customers, all our like whatever it is, we had to and our demo, which was around 1.5 minutes. So we had to put that into 3 minutes, and the mentors helped us a lot for this.
Again, I'm praising the mentors. I think that they were all wonderful the weekend, and all the organizers. Again, massive praise to everybody, because it was a huge one, and to see your smiling faces and the interaction that you're giving me right now on all these screens, they've done their job. Oh my word, have they done theirs? And that's the one thing with Qatar right now, is that everybody's on the screen now, and everybody's virtually expats. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's expats, and everybody, and this is something that Qatar is doing, is that they have also, and people say about the locals and the expats, but they put so much time and effort into anybody. It's not just saying, oh, we're going to look after the locals. No, not at all. Everybody gets the same, right? And it's incredible what they've done. Deeb, was there anything else that you thought with the whole program? What did you like? What was your dislikes, if you had any?
Honestly, I think this entire program was a refreshing experience. The fact that they pay so much attention to detail, that they provide so many resources, including the mentors. We keep saying the mentors, and rightfully so. These guys are a wealth of information, and they're just a couple of clicks away. So we can't thank QST enough for this opportunity, not just to pitch the idea to the people that matter, but also to have access to people with years of experience and insight that can steer you in the right direction. Unfortunately, the only negative thing is out of the control of QST, which is naturally this entire pandemic that we're living through right now. I understand previous startup hackathons were in person, or startup activities, I understand, were in person. And I would have loved to enjoy the company of Syed and Mohammed in person. But besides that, it's generally very positive, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
And Syed, what did you think to the whole event?
I absolutely loved the event, actually. All the resources, as we already praised the mentors and organizers, I feel they've done an absolutely phenomenal job being available at, like, it was almost as if they were never unavailable. They were there throughout the day, and I would wonder, hey, do you even go offline? Do you even take a break? And it was great, even when we needed them. And about the mentors, when we were forming our presentation, we had this idea, hey, let's try to get a mentor on a call if he can. He might be able to help us. And he kind of pointed out one of our biggest flaws, which was we were almost thinking to not include any financial information in our thing. And he's pointed out, hey, investors listen when you say money. And that's what we included. That really helped us out.
And that's such a massive part, because I suppose how many people run out, they thought they stayed in their comfort zone, but they knew that just like you just said, they had to come out of the comfort zone and get in and get into some areas that they never had experience in before. Was that with all of you?
Definitely, because sacrificing a weekend, like as a student, is sometimes kind of hard. But considering that it was my passion, I absolutely love to be here.
I think that your market research also, was that, how did you like that side of it? Because I thought that you brought up some really good figures in the, especially with the growth markets, especially with you, Gameright. It was phenomenal stuff that you were bringing back, Mohammed. Was that something that you spent a lot of time on?
Actually, it took some time, yes, to find out the right figures from the correct resources as well, that we could build on in the future. And as you saw, the industry is huge and it is still a growing industry, the e-gaming or the e-sport industry worldwide. So, yeah.
It's got to be one of the biggest growing industries the globe has known, right? It's the biggest disruptor to sport that I think that's ever out there. It's kind of, it's going to take over, but it's in a good way, because we've had this COVID, which is everybody's struggled from, and we've all had to get used to and find our way around. But esports seems to be the one that's growing the fastest. But there again, all the stuff that you, with your ladies' ideas, with the sports events that's out there, we need to know about these things. Sports is a great leveler, and we need to kind of, the biggest thing for me with sports is making sure that we can come together. We can build communities. We can talk to each other. And I know that's difficult at the moment, but these events are going on and we need to mix with each other. And this is what I like about this. Even though it's kind of, we got used to this Zoom period, it's kind of, it's for me, it's the next best thing. So let's just embrace it. But you are gonna, fantastic guys, honestly, really. This weekend it was brilliant, and it was great to see that you've done so well in it. Again, and I'm gonna just touch on it. Ladies, where do you go from here? What are you gonna, is there any plans for where you go from here?
Well, we're just gonna keep working on it, and the first thing, Natalia, the first thing we need to do is find a name for the website or app.
Please, don't let this go, okay? Just keep pushing. I know that you've got your other things that you do, but this is really worth it, because you've done some great research. There isn't anything out there that could say that what you're going to be planning.
Actually, Sylvia told me I'm very nervous today, and I said, Sylvia, if it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, we make it happen afterward. We go for it. We have already the idea. I see it, and if we don't win today, we make it happen. Only us. So now that we did win, it's even more rewarding, and we know it can really it will succeed.
You will succeed. You've learned all the great bits. You've learned how to come together as a team. Something you met 14 years ago, something was going to be pushing you back, and it happened to be this startup program. It's fantastic to hear your story.
It was sport that linked us together, and now we're linked again through sport.
And now you could be in business for the rest of your lives. Ishan, Rhythm, what is the next step for you guys?
We'll first try to concentrate to make an MVP, the minimal viable product, and we surely won't leave this idea. As you know, the FIFA World Cup is coming in Qatar in 2022. So we aim our company or application to be the right product at the right place at the right time. And by 2023, the market size of the sports sector in Qatar would be 72 billion riyals. That's a B, the billion. So we just want to give it a shot, and let's see where it takes us.
You've just got to embrace it. Just keep pushing. Just keep going in the right direction. It's like you only fail when you stop trying. It's like, just keep pushing. You could have the next biggest thing. You could have that unicorn. Look at Tech. It's like they've just done incredible, and they were with QST. It's like you've got the best foundation. And at this stage, I am going to shout out for Qatar Development Bank, for beIN Sports, for the Supreme in Legacy, for QSL, for all the other ones, for Sheikh Mansour and his company. They're just backing and supporting, and they're putting the effort in, and they deserve as much credit with this as well. Again, congratulations, Ishan and Rhythm. And you guys, Deeb, with the esports. I was one of those people that looked up and said, esports, come on, is it a sport? Tell me how wrong I am.
Players would tend to get that a lot, actually. Esports players probably still hear that all the time.
This is a massive business, and you're starting to carve your futures into it. Are you going to be pushing this forward?
Definitely, because if you look this up, actually, last year in 2020, 31.3 billion hours with a B were played online. That's mind-boggling numbers.
And this esports, it looks like it may be in the Olympic Games. Is that right?
There was chances. I'm not sure if they're continuing on that, but yes, it was expected that esports will be included in the Tokyo Olympics.
Are we going to see you in Qatar's future? That's what I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask all of you.
I think
For
my
me,
end,
go Deeb. No worries, no worries.
Okay, so I think from our end, right now we've established this team with a lot of synergy, and we had this great idea. And having won this tournament, we've entered into this nice honeymoon phase. However, I think on the long run, we're going to face some challenges, but nothing that we can't overcome. And I really have faith that we have a real slam dunk here, especially, of course, in the company of Mohammed and Syed.
You really have, and I'm gonna. I said to you at the beginning, I said last year we had the first, second, and thirds come onto the podcast and share this evening with me. And I said to you at the beginning of the show, I said we didn't say who came first, second, or third. And you know what? I don't really. Again, I didn't know. I did have plans to say it, but I don't think I really want to. It was about participating. And I see all your faces and your nodding and your enthusiasm and what you got out of it. And it doesn't matter where you come in the competition. It looks like you're going to be a big part of everybody's future here.
I can't agree more with you, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also like to say that, because this was conducted online, maybe we couldn't meet each other face to face. At least we are having this podcast, but it would have been amazing to actually do this face to face and actually get to know everyone before this podcast. Just know everyone, their ideas, and talk to them in real life.
The one thing that I would say with you, and this is the one thing that I would say to all of you, is that with this podcast that I've done, I started it about just over a year and a half ago. And I was involved in company formation and sports. I was bringing students over from the UK. I was doing street soccer. And it was only when somebody said to me, do you want to do a podcast? And I thought, well, I don't know. I've never done that before. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be any good at it. The one thing I would say is my life changed again when I started doing this, because the friendships, even if it's just this virtual, you're going to have these friendships for the rest of your life, for your lives. You're never going to forget these memories. And if you take it well, you're going to push it forward. And you're probably these relationships you've built over this weekend are going to be phenomenal. I've got a business partner that I met at a startup, and I wouldn't want any other business partner in my life. He is absolutely fantastic, and I'm lucky to have him. So just you remember that and just keep on pushing forward, because this is the first step. I love all the things about saying that you just couldn't give in. You had to keep pushing forward. It's fantastic what you've achieved, really it is. And congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much,
much.
Steve.
Thank you
And,
so
I
much,
believe
Steve.
one of the key things to go to a successful business is perseverance and persistence, and this is what we are planning to do. And even if we have a mini idea about the team and ourselves, I think we can pull through and get the product up and running.
You know, we're going to be out of this COVID period soon, and it's up to you to make sure that you keep these relationships. And there's 8 people on this call right now. Let's keep these relationships going. And when we've got the first, second, and third, there was some fantastic groups on there, and they really worked everything. And I'm sorry that I have mentioned them to now. There were some brilliant groups. You were lucky to be the first, second, and third, but it was a fantastic weekend. I've got to say thanks to Qatar Sports Tech again. And what they've achieved. It was fantastic, and fantastic to you guys, and fantastic to everybody, because it was a fantastic weekend, and you all did so well. And we're gonna be out this virtual thing. Just make sure that you've got those friendships, because that's when sport wins.
Couldn't agree more, Steve. Thank you.
It's wonderful having you on the show. We could talk for hours, I know, but it was great, and congratulations on your successes, all of you. And thanks to everybody for listening. It was a phenomenal thing. Qatar is doing some wonderful things. This is a perfect example of how people are developing here, and the good things and great things that are happening. So everybody, until next time, bye for now.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Everyone, thank you for listening. Please send us your feedback on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And don't forget to review us on your favorite podcast app.